Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. We're so happy you're here with us today because this lesson is going to help you sound more natural, more confident, and more relaxed when speaking English in daily life. If you know grammar but still feel like your English sounds too formal or too slow, then today's episode is exactly what you need.
Hey guys, yes, today we're focusing on something that can completely change the way you speak. We're talking about common expressions, real phrases that people use every day in natural conversations. These are the kinds of expressions that make your English sound alive, friendly, and smooth.
Exactly. Many learners study textbook English for years, but when they hear native speakers talking, they realize people often use shorter, more natural expressions. That's why today's topic is Learn English Naturally, 100 Common Expressions for Daily Life.
Our goal is simple. We want to help you sound less robotic and more natural. Instead of translating word by word, you'll learn ready-to-use expressions for real situations.
Let's begin with the morning because that's where every day starts. Imagine someone asks how you're feeling right after you wake up. Instead of saying only, I'm tired, you can say, I'm still half asleep right now. That phrase is very common. It means you're awake, but your brain still feels sleepy. Another natural one is, I'm not fully awake yet. If you woke up late, instead of saying, I woke up late, you can say, I overslept this morning. That sounds much more natural. And if your morning feels rushed, say, I had to rush out the door. This means you had no time and had to leave quickly. If someone talks to you too early, you can laugh and say, give me a minute, I'm still waking up. Now let's move into daily reactions. These are phrases people use all the time when responding to life. If something sounds easy, you can say, that's no problem. If something sounds difficult, instead of saying it's difficult, say, that's easier said than done. That phrase means the idea sounds simple, but actually doing it is hard. If someone tells you surprising news, you can say, no way, I can't believe it. And if something is really good, say, that's awesome, or that sounds great. If something annoys you a little, you can say, that's a bit frustrating. Or if it annoys you a lot, that's driving me crazy. Now let's talk about casual greetings with friends. Instead of always saying, how are you? You can say, what's up? Or how's it going? Which is one of the most common greetings in English. If you haven't seen someone in a long time, say, long time no see. If you're happy to see them, say, it's so good to see you again. And when leaving, instead of always saying goodbye, you can say, take it easy, or catch you later. Now let's move to work and study expressions. If you're very busy, instead of saying, I'm busy, say, I've got a lot on my plate right now. That means you have many responsibilities or tasks. Another useful one is, I'm swamped today. If you're ready to begin, say, let's get the ball rolling. If you're behind schedule, say, we're running behind. If you finish just before the deadline, say, I got it done just in time. If you need to focus, say, I need to stay on top of things today. Now let's talk about emotions, because expressing feelings naturally is important. If you're happy, say, I'm in a really good mood today. If you're tired, instead of saying very tired, say, I'm worn out. If you're nervous, say, I'm feeling a bit on edge. If you're calm, say, I'm just taking it easy today. If you're disappointed, say, that's a bit of a letdown. If you're excited, say, I'm really looking forward to it. Now let's talk about making plans with friends. You can say, are you free later? Or do you want to hang out this weekend? If you're not sure yet, say, let me check my schedule and get back to you. If you definitely want to go, say, count me in. If you can't go, say, I'd love to, but I've already got plans. If you want to delay planning, say, let's play it by ear. That means you'll decide later depending on how things go. Now let's talk about handling problems. If something went wrong, say, something came up. If you need time, say, I'm trying to figure it out. If you don't want someone to worry, say, don't worry, I've got it under control. If you need support, say, I could really use some help right now. And if things improve, say, everything worked out in the end. Let's hear these expressions in a real conversation now. Hey, Emma, what's up? You look a little tired today. Honestly, I'm still half asleep. I overslept this morning and had to rush out the door. Oh no, that sounds stressful. Did you at least make it on time? Barely. I got here just in time, so I can't complain too much. Well, that's good. I've got a lot on my plate today, so I know it's going to be a busy one. Same here, but let's get the ball rolling and finish everything early if we can. I like your attitude. By the way, are you free later? I might be. Let me check my schedule and get back to you this afternoon. Sounds good. We should grab coffee and catch up. Long time no see outside of work. That sounds awesome. Count me in if I finish everything on time. Perfect. And don't stress too much today. You've got it under control. Thanks. I appreciate that. I'm trying to stay on top of things. That's the spirit. We'll get through the day. You can hear how these expressions make the conversation sound more natural and human. Yes, this is how real people speak every day. They don't always use long textbook sentences. They use short, useful expressions that communicate feelings quickly. So, if you want to sound natural, focus on learning phrases instead of only individual words. Phrases help you speak faster because they come out as one unit. Here's your challenge for today. Choose 10 expressions from this lesson and use each one in your own sentence. Say them out loud several times. You can practice in front of a mirror, while walking, or even while doing chores. Small daily practice is powerful. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start using the phrases now, even if your English isn't perfect. Mistakes are normal. What matters is building confidence and speaking consistently. And remember, sounding natural is not about using difficult English. It's about using simple English the right way. That's it for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed learning with us and found these expressions useful for your real life. Keep practicing every day, keep noticing how people really speak, and keep improving step by step. See you in the next episode. Bye, everyone. Take care.